That was a nice kiss.
Today I'm driving my wife's 2006 HHR. Gonna give it a shot.
What, you don't unplug your toys? It's a bit swampy out here today. Part of a free 99 hanger. Give it a couple of wraps with a hammer. When I have to hit it with some mover, I can't. And like the damn video. That's also said caveman.
Jingle bangle.
So yeah,
Good day.
that was a nice kiss.
Yeah, right.
Get me out.
There you go. Have a good morning.
See you later.
See you later. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm driving my wife's 2006 HHR. I've noticed when driving it that there's a little whine in the front end. I believe it's the wheel bearings. And while I dropped her off at work, I want to take the day to replace them. And we'll see by the end of the day if it still makes that noise. It's not a horrible noise, but like I said, I've noticed the whine, and I want to get it before we have any more issues. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. There it is. The faster you go, the louder it gets. To me, that's a wheel bearing. Basically, anything over like 35, 40, it starts to whine. I don't know if you hear it, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's that noise. So yeah, I found online a set of wheel bearings they were about $100 for the set. No big deal. I don't think they're that hard to change. So we're gonna give it a shot. Later on, when I go pick her back up from work, we'll see how much quieter it is, if it's quieter. See what kind of trouble we can get into. Oops.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
What, you don't unplug your toys? I'm going to try to aim the camera away from me today because it's a bit swampy out here today, and I know I'm going to have waterworks. I feel like I'm down in the bayou trying to save you guys some of the salt. First, we have to remove the brakes. We're going to take the caliper off. 2 bolts. I think they're 13 millimeter. I believe. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. They are 14. Pop the caliper off. I like to use part of a free 99 hanger. Put the little bastard around there and hook it up so it's safely out of the way. You don't want it to hang on that hose. It's not good for the hose. And not good for you if you can't stop because the hose broke. Alright, we gotta take off the caliper bracket as well. Those be 15s, 15 millimeters. Alright, once you do that, you take off your rotor. And here's the wheel bearing. That's got to come off. I got to loosen up this nut, this lock nut unplug the plug for the wheel cylinder. Then you're going to have 3 15mm bolts from the back here holding on the wheel hub. But first we'll take off the 30mm lock nut. That disconnects the CV axle from the wheel hub and wheel bearing. Okay, there was one. 2. There you go, guys. Use leverage. Work smarter, not harder. And don't snap your back in half, because it doesn't feel very good at the end of the day. Literally. Alright, once you get the 3 hub bolts out, and you give it a couple of raps with a hammer. If that don't work, then just grab it with a pry bar. I think I'm going to upgrade to a BFH. I like to push out a little tang over here and just push the sensor plug right through the holder. So this little sensor holder is all frozen in there. I'm going to have to hit it with some lubricant, or can, whichever one works. And hopefully that'll help it. Hopefully that'll loosen it up. Yeah, do your thing. Get in there and do your thing. And basically try to break the seal, follow it around. Yeah, the spray helped. The spray did help. Big time. I don't use spray very much. You just usually use some heat and some brute force. Maybe that's where I got the nickname Ramrod in high school. I want to clean out that hole with some sandpaper. So once you're sure all the debris is cleaned out, you're going to want to go around it with a rag just to make sure it's totally 100% clean. So it doesn't give you problems putting the new bearing and hub assembly back in. Also make sure your spline teeth are clean, clear. So this way you don't have any problems lining the spline up back together with the hub. Now before you put your hub in, don't forget to put your ring on, like someone forgot. Alright, and then you put your hub back in, or you put your hub in the first time, I mean. Make sure you orientate your wire in that little provision that they give you. What's going on here? That's through. That's through. I'm going to go out of the way. Let's try a little tap, tap, taparoo.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo.
Definitely when you hit it, you're going to want to hit it on at least a triangle pattern, so this way it doesn't get lodged in one way. You want it to go in this. You want it to go in as flush as possible. You don't want to beat it. You don't want to be a ramrod. Alright, once you get that to where the holes are lined up, and you put in your hub bolts. But before you put your hub bolts, make sure you put Loctite on your hub bolts. Oh, I like to anyway. Something about not wanting that to come loose. Before you tighten up any of the bolts, make sure you get them all 3 started. So this way you don't have any issues tightening. I like to get my clipped into the holder and plugged in as soon as possible, so this way it's out of the way and it's safe. You don't want to damage that, that's brand new. And then drive all your 3 bolts home. Well, or you can walk them, whichever way you like to do it. I prefer driving, for obvious reasons. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, alright? And like the damn video. I like to talk them down to caveman. It's about, wait, hang on, we're almost there. Ah, that's it. Ah. You want to go to like caveman, but not to broken back. Once you get to broken back, there's just no coming back from there. All right. Now all you gotta do basically is put the brakes back together and slap the wheel back on, and call it an afternoon or morning, whatever works for you. All right, that goes on there. Oh yeah, another thing, make sure if you touch your brake rotor, you clean over some brake cleaner, all right? Let me see that duck.
I'm right behind him.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget to put your lock nut back on for your axle. It's kind of important too. Kind of. Alright, then you put your caliper back on, tighten up your caliper bolts. It's a 14. We learned that today. Okay. That's also set at caveman. Okay, now that this side is complete, I'm going to continue on to the other side and finish the passenger side. And then we're going to take this puppy for a spin and pick my wife up at her job. And hopefully the noise is gone. Alright, let's check this puppy out. The ABS went off and the traction control went off. So that's obviously, that must have been the sensors. They're all pretty much rusted inside, and they all came out. And basically, when I took the unit apart, it came apart in pieces. I'm sure that had something to do with it. They were just starting to go. They weren't to the point where they were going to seize up or anything like that, but they were to the point where they needed to be replaced. Just replacing them, not only did it stop the whine, but it also got two of my lights out of my dash. Because there was so many lights up on this dash, it was like Christmas time. Let's see what my wife has to say about it. If she notices. Did you notice? Well, you didn't notice yet. Both lights are out. Not the check engine, of course, but the traction control off and the ABS light, they're both out.
So now what?
It fixed those two lights. So that's awesome. So that's awesome, right, folks? You know what I mean? So that's those two problems that are the two lights. That's done. That's fixed. And it also, it's not making the whine anymore either. That whine, yeah, that's the the exhaust part.
Yeah.
Not that. It's the that hum that you get. It stopped too. So that fixed all those issues. Man, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about the lights and
Yeah. Well, that's from changing what you did today, right?
Yeah, the two lights. It's awesome.
It is quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is normal.
Yep.
So.
It's been that.
Yep. So it fixed it. So the year worked. So it worked out. I was able to get this fixed before my wife got out of work. Jingle bingle. And I actually even went and took a shower because like I said, it was very soggy out. So thank you for watching, and on Instagram at a.patriotstouch. Please like, share the videos, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the Patriots Touch.
But first, let's take off 30 millimeter. If that don't work, then just grab it with a pry bar. Damn, it's on there. Putting the new bearing back in and hub assembly.
great.
Awesome. Swampy.
Ah, one way!
I like that.
One way!
Oh, seriously, that's awesome.